Good. What's good? Y'all ended the watch party already? Or y'all still up in there? I ain't look. Damn. They got kind of early. It must not have been nobody in there. What episode are y'all on? Oh, still season 2. Oh, okay. So y'all in season 3. Gotcha. You nigga rock smash. What's up, Gelson? I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I definitely, I definitely was thinking about like I low key should do a power live, but the only reason why I didn't is because I'm like, well, the NBA did just firstly have a playoff game. Yeah, but it was a cool one though. I liked it. And then it was, in my opinion, it's pretty insightful. It's great. It's great UAN TV right now too. It ain't nobody came in for the Hoops channel yet. All right. So for anybody that watched the game and want to get and got something on the game, go ahead and let me know. Cause I watched the first half of the game. Then I had some errands I had to go to, so and that's what I ended up doing. But yeah, but from what I could see, definitely by the score, it's like Oklahoma City beat them pretty good. Because I know at one point when I was looking at it, they was up 20. Then the Spurs made a comeback. Yeah, Wimby's starting to be very disappointing now. Now I get it that they're grabbing him and stuff like that, but you also got to consider Draymond Green. Was it Draymond or was it? Anyways, um, anyways, though, the point of this is that they were whining about them grabbing Wemby and doing little fouls and stuff like that. That is a foul, but at the same time, you have to fight through that because, like they were saying, Steph Curry in 2016, 2015 was getting fouled, them holding him and stuff like that. Like it's supposed to be a freedom of movement rule, but that rule doesn't apply to Steph Curry because it would be almost virtually impossible to guard him. So the refs and they would have to call so many fouls if they enforce that rule more. So they allow teams to grab him more than they do other players because he moves so much and he's so effective when they're allowing him to move so much. So the same thing is can be said for Wemby. You can't be whining about them grabbing you and holding on. You got to man up and fight through it. It's what Michael Jordan had to do. It's what Steph Curry had to do. It's what, all of the greats have to do. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq used to get fouled all the time. During Shaq's prime, especially the 2000s, early 2000s, they used to foul that dude all the time. Some of them got called, some of them didn't. Because if they call all of the fouls, you know, everyone would foul out and the game would be boring. And to be honest with you, Shaq, you can kind of make an argument that Shaq may have sort of benefited from them not calling the fouls because he probably wouldn't have made the free throws. But yeah, so my little 2 cents on that is women, you gotta find a way to make it, fight through it and still get it done. Cause you looking pretty shaky right now, my boy. Not only you only had what 20 points today, 20 points, 4 for 15. You shot 5 threes, missed all of them, only 6 rebounds. That shit is crazy, bro. You can't be doing that, especially at your weight. And say, I'm not a fan of all this flopping and foul baiting bullshit. But I will say this: sometimes you gotta just do what it takes to win, and that's pretty much what Shay is doing. He's like, "Hey, I'm not shooting well. Let me draw these fouls so I can still find a way to win." I mean, to be honest with you, all the greats had to do that. Michael Jordan had games where he didn't shoot very efficient, but he was still able to get through it due to, due to drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line. Kobe had to do it. It's just part of the game. And then Oklahoma City's bench, Alex Caruso had 22. K. Williams had 12. I mean, had 8, sorry. Had 8. That's 30 points. Wallace had 7. That's 37. Plus 3 from Jay Williams, 40. So actually, that's pretty good production. Even though a whole bunch of people it wasn't spread it. Combined, they got 40 points from their bench, which is pretty damn good. So you'll take that. What's up, Emmanuel? You'll take that from your bench. And then Hardenstein is actually, making a name for himself kind of in these playoffs too. Because keep it in mind, after the first game, they were talking as if before the first game, they was talking as if they're not sure if Hardenstein would be able to play because of his limitations as far as scoring and not being able to stretch the floor. But the one game that they kind of didn't play him was the one game that they ended up winning. I mean, not one game because they won 2 games. Sorry, but they started playing him. They played him game 2. OKC won. They played him game 3, I believe, more, and OKC won again. So perhaps having a bigger body on him that can kind of rough him up and shit like that is the answer to kind of slowing Wemby down instead of trying to scratch, which they are still scratching the floor though. Wemby not even a greater Spurs player than Tim Duncan, but he might not be better than David Robinson. And y'all trying to put him in a see certain niggas like you is just hard to come. It's hard for y'all niggas to comprehend because nobody ever implied that women's the go. or put him in the GOAT debate. And I said this shit 100 times. At this point, if you don't understand this, that's just y'all, you know, literates at this point that you can't understand that I was saying he has the potential simply off his size, God given talent, and skill set. He has the potential, which he still does. He's still relatively young. He's only in year 3. Keep that in mind. He's in the Western Conference Finals, going neck to neck with the world champions. I've been said I don't think he's the best player in the world yet, although certain people were declaring that he is. And my reasoning for saying he's not the best player in the world yet is because of his limitations on the offensive end. He's pretty damn stellar defensively. He's great defensively. But from an offensive perspective, he still has a lot of limitations. Like 20 points here, 4 for 15, shouldn't be happening. And I've seen stuff like that too often. Now, some people are saying, he needs to put on a little bit more weight, and perhaps that could be the case, but at the same time, you might be a little worried that he could fuck himself up if he put on too much weight because his body's not used to that. His body will have to carry on, his legs will have to carry on more weight and him being that size. I think him being slimmer could kind of, help him to a degree as far as his health. Because I believe that's the only reason why Kevin Durant was able to last as long as he's lasted. Because he don't have much weight. He's tall, but he don't have much weight on, him. So he's able to do more and last longer. Because typically, if you're a 7-footer plus, you don't last very long. But all of them were like, 300 pounds or somewhere close to it. But anyways, though, pretty impressive win for Oklahoma City. And me personally, I still don't think the series is over. I mean, Oklahoma City did win pretty convincingly, I guess. Like I said, I didn't really watch the second half of it. So if someone that actually watched it want to get more context, you can. But the series is still not over because obviously they got to go back to San Antonio. More than likely, San Antonio will play better at their home court. And if it makes it to a game 7, it's anybody's game. Now, granted, Oklahoma City has a much better chance. They have experience with game 7s. They had 2 game 7s last year, one against the Nuggets and another against Indiana for the chip. So Spurs win 6 and 7. NBA so scripted. Hey, I believe it. I believe that's what's going to happen too, my boy. It's crazy because I actually said in my head that I believe it's going to go just like the Western Conference Finals in 2000. What was that? 2002. So, because if you pay attention in 2002, the way they won, it was very similar. Lakers won game 1. The Kings won game 2 and 3. And then the Lakers won game 4. Lakers won game 5, I believe. Or maybe the Kings won game 5. I'm not sure on that. Either way, it's going to end in 7. And for the, I've heard people saying that if it was scripted, the Cavs would have won one game to 6 or 7. Not necessarily. You got to know what kind of script they're trying to create. See, people don't. The storylines matter, and the betting what the people are putting on the game. Because see, look, you're thinking more games, means more money, which is what is the truth. But at the same time, the sports people, there's people that's betting on the games. Be like, I got this much on the Cavaliers winning in 6, or the Knicks winning in 6 or in 5. So if they have them do a sweep, they get all of that. And it looks like to me they're building the Knicks up to be this. It almost looks like they're building the Knicks up to be a powerhouse, because they're already talking about on a lot of the major sports channels, the mainstream, saying how the Knicks are beating people at a record-setting margin right now. Like, no, they have the biggest differential, I believe, in NBA history as far as how bad they're beating teams. They're beating teams by an average. Like, since they last lost to I believe, the Hawks, they're beating people by an average of 40 points. Like, that is insane. Like, they're beating the fuck out of people. Closeout games. The other one was 40-some points, almost 50 for the Hawks. And then they closed out the Sixers. I can't remember what it was, but it was something like 40-something, I believe. And then they just beat the Cavaliers by 37. Now, to discuss, I agree. I don't think they want the Cavs to win either, because I've been telling folks they write the script. So here is the question, I suppose. Who would be the team that the Knicks would rather face? Like, if you're the Knicks, are you rooting for the Spurs to win or for the Knicks to win? I mean, I said the Knicks. I mean, the Spurs to win or the Thunder to win. That's what I meant to say. Now, if we go by the season, it looks like if you're the Knicks, you would want the Spurs to win. And I just think the way the Knicks play and how their matchups are, I think the Spurs is the better match for them. But hey, I don't know. It looked like, yeah, I think so too. Because I just think, judging by how it looks and stuff like that, the Thunder, I think the Thunder would kind of convincingly beat the Knicks, maybe. Right. Definitely match up better. And I gotta give a shout out to we gotta give a shout out to Mike Brown, because Mike Brown, I was saying I would love to see, a black coach go ahead and win, because we haven't seen that shit. I don't even know if we ever seen that shit. Now that I think about it. Have a black coach ever won an NBA championship as a coach? I don't know. Maybe. Well, I know Bill Russell was a players coach, but I'm not necessarily talking about that. I don't know. Somebody let me. I mean, I can Google that, but I don't really. Yeah, it's definitely a troll. Definitely a troll. He's looking at coming here do that all the time. They'll put OG and Bridges on Wemby, and Dort will slow or shut down Bronson. Yep, and you know they're gonna blitz the hell out of him too, and New York players are gonna have to make some shots. I mean, so far through the postseason they've been doing that, but will they shrink where the biggest stage? But yeah, shout out to Mike Brown though, because that one thing we got to say though is Mike Brown is a very good defensive coach. So that's something that's an advantage that the Knicks do have. Maybe they can come up with a pretty good enough defensive plan to shut Shea and company down. The Knicks have a lot to prove still. Yeah, so the Knicks, although they have been impressive, they haven't been anything short of impressive so far. But we also got to be realistic about they haven't really played anyone. Like, nigga, they played the Hawks the first round, which is crazy that they were their most challenging opponent. They were able to avoid the Celtics. Everyone thought we was going to get that Celtics Knicks matchup the second round, and the Celtics ended up getting eliminated, which is crazy. I know a lot of people's shit got busted open once the Celtics got eliminated because I know I actually had them coming out of the East. It's crazy. But anyways, then the second round, you ended up playing the Sixers, who they would just steamroll their ass. And then the Cavaliers, same thing. Like none of them scare you. Of all those teams that I just mentioned, no one's like, okay, this gonna be a good matchup. You didn't say that one time. In fact, I'm pretty sure everybody that's not a Knicks fan, you probably were like, yeah, I don't really care to watch this. Because I know that's how I felt. And I'm pretty sure a lot of other people felt. If you wasn't a Knicks fan, or let's say if you wasn't a Hawks fan or a Sixers fan or a Cavs fan, you didn't care about that game because they were boring ass series. You knew the Knicks were going to win. Like no one the Knicks has faced so far, you felt like, yeah, this is gonna be a good one. I don't know who's gonna win that, or oh, the Knicks might lose this one. And that I'm talking about the masses. What majority of the people thought. They never had a scary moment where they feel like, okay, now if they would have ran into the Celtics, they would have gotten one. Or if Detroit could have not choked and made it past, the Cavaliers, maybe. So what I know some people are saying that they're concerned about is could it be that the Knicks end up getting punched in the mouth when they finally face the Western Conference, whoever comes out of the West, because they haven't really had much competition yet. And then once they finally get it, you know, they get their ass cooked. But I'm about to go ahead and end this gen too, because there ain't really much attraction going on here. It's like majority of the people is the power people. I should, like I said, I probably should have done a power lab today. But I just wanted to put one in for the NBA because you know. But yeah, like I said, I want to get throw one out for that. But right now, it's like everybody either sleep or possibly is doing whatever it is they doing. But either way, I'm probably gonna cut this jam short. My ass getting heavy anyway. What's up, Demarcus? You said OKC and 6, so you think they're gonna close them out next game? It could happen like that, but I don't know why. I got a feeling the the Spurs are gonna win. You got San Antonio in 7. Yeah, that's what I got too. I still think I'm gonna pick San Antonio in 7. That's why I initially was kind of leaning towards. 'Cause like I told you, I think it's scripted, and I just it looks like um and remember we had that Epstein files thing that came out. We don't know if it was some truth to it or not, but hey, they said the Knicks was gonna win it all. Even though they ain't got much to do with what the Spurs, got going on, but still. I told you, I believe they should telling us that it's an alien invasion happening in New York City pretty soon. And that's what I'm sticking with. You say you can't hear anything? Anybody else? Everybody else can't hear me? Because DeMarcus saying he can't hear me. I had the Knicks getting to the finals, but losing to any Western thing. Okay, cool. So I don't know DeMarcus shit. You ain't lying. People definitely getting tired of OKC, and the reason why motherfuckers getting tired of OKC is just they're annoying as hell with this flopping. Yeah, I don't know, DeMarcus. It must be something on your end. But yeah, it's this fucking flopping, bro. Niggas tired of that shit. Every damn day, especially this nigga Shay. And I actually sort of like Shay. But at the same time, bro, you ain't got to do all this damn flopping every damn play. Like this nigga fall down every time he shoot. The rest of his teams are starting, his teammates, they're adapting and they're doing the same shit. Like you're basically trying to manipulate the game instead of just winning. And that's the same garbage that, LeBron does. And that's the reason why people hated LeBron. That's why he got his nickname LaFlop. Because he stayed flopping. And the shit's just bad for the game. It's annoying. And don't nobody want to see that shit 24/7. So that's what part of the reason people don't like OKC. Another part of it is you got Nikola Jokic fans that hate some because they feel like Shea stole some MVPs from Jokic. Although in my opinion, Jokic didn't deserve them. To me the league got it right. Um and then of course, you got LeBron fans hating on him now because he just got to setting their ass on. Me, I'm a Suns fan, and I mean, it is what it is. He did a lot of that garbage flopping shit against us too. It is what it is, you know. Social media is causing the narrative in OKC. Uh, I mean, I don't know if I can say that's a narrative though, bro, because you be looking at the games and them motherfuckers and they be doing the shit. Like they Shay legit be just falling down, bro. So it's kind of hard to say it's a narrative. If OKC advances, SGA going to average 30. He's going to have much more open space to operate. Like I said, I don't know because Mike Brown is a very defensive minded coach. I'm not an analytic guy either, Demarcus, because I tell people all the time that the numbers can lie. It can make it look like one thing, so they make it look like they're better, but it doesn't tell the full story because you can leave out a lot of context to manipulate viewers to believe something that's too ignorant to know, to actually know better. Did we forget about Bronson about what? I just told you I don't mess with the analytics like that. Of course, he wants the Finals MVP. Why wouldn't he? What's good, C Motion? Oh shit! If the Knicks play OKC, that series will definitely go 7 games. Knicks and 7. I think if they play OKC, they gonna get their ass handed to them. They need to if they want to win, they better play the goddamn Spurs. Is it true that Buster Fossil LeBum taking his talents to Cleveland? Talents as to Cleveland. That I don't know how true it is, bro. We hearing the rumors. We know that he said he's not looking to take a pay cut because this fool always want every dime. So the Lakers aren't in the position to give that to him. The only way the Lakers can give it to him is if they decide to allow another clown show. And why the fuck would they want another clown show? It don't make sense. The only thing, the only way it would make any kind of a sense for them to sign LeBron back is if he was saying, "Hey, this is going to be my last year, and I want to do my farewell tour, farewell tour." Then it would be worth it from a financial standpoint. They're still not going to win a championship, obviously, but they would make a lot of money off the farewell tour. Pauls was good. I see you repping them Knicks up there. Knicks, they own one right now. But let's be real, the Knicks haven't faced a real opponent yet. I mean, we gotta at least admit that. If SGA win the chip again, would you consider SGA better than Durant? As a career, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of hard to not do it. He won with what he was given. Didn't form a super team. Because for me, although people try to say that OKC Thunder this year is a super team, to me, when it's organically built, I'm not classifying that the same as somebody that go and handpick stars and they come together and win. It's not the same. And yeah, I mean, he already got more MVPs than Kevin Durant, and if he wins this one, he'll have the same amount of Finals MVPs. And his would hold more weight than Kevin Durant's would. So, I mean, shit, from a career standpoint, absolutely. I just simply think and it's crazy with Kevin Durant not being able to play through traps, bro. I slick can't not see that no more with Kevin Durant. He said for what? Farewell to him for who? That goofy cracked hairline having that. They need to cancel that idea ASAP. Who allowed it? Well, I'm just saying, bro. It'll be worth a lot of money. You know how much you can upsell the tickets if LeBron is retiring? So people looking at it like we're gonna see his last game. They're gonna pay, especially the Bron Sessions. The Bron Sessions will pay anything to see that. So they'll make a lot of money out there. Jersey sales, ticket prices, all kinds of crazy endorsements. Yeah, it's gonna bring in a lot of revenue. So, like I said, if they look at it from that standpoint, that's the only reason I could see the Lakers would want him. It ain't because they think he can help them win a championship. That's just ludicrous. But uh, him going to Cleveland makes more sense because look at what just happened to them. They got their ass smacked by New York. And you can see why people being delusional enough to think LeBron is going to make a difference. He's not, but you can see why they would think that. You feel me? And obviously, he's from that area, so it'll be a Hollywood ending for him to return back to Cleveland to retire at his hometown. Especially if he could capture another ring, it don't get no better than that. Now, do I think he's going to capture another ring? Hell the fuck no. But you know, who would you say is better, Allen Iverson or Kyrie Irving, scoring wise? Ah man, it's crazy to say because like AI, how he scores. Like he works so hard, he plays so hard. It's like AI is Russell Westbrook, but in a much smaller body. Not saying that their play styles is the difference. I mean, it's the same, but both of them play so damn hard. Like they give it they all on the floor. So that's what's similar with them. And Kyrie is just the epitome of like of a very skilled player. Like he has no weaknesses from a skill standpoint. Like he can do it all. Excellent footwork. He can post up, shoot the three, shoot the mid range. Impeccable finisher. So he can shoot, with both hands. Obviously, he has an incredible handle. So I mean, shit, that shit's really hard for me to answer. But since AI has more scoring titles, and he did it in a much more challenging era to score. I'm a lean towards AI. Pause. What was you saying? What to you? Was you saying what to me? Saying that they haven't played nobody? I mean, shit, they haven't. That's just the truth. Nobody the Knicks has played, you were concerned about. Let's be real. Y'all biggest scare was against Atlanta, which is crazy because most people wouldn't have thought that Atlanta would have did shit. Dude try to say the Hawks were better than the Suns. Nah, I don't think they did that. But I mean, you can make a you can make a strong argument that it's close, I guess. But now I think with us being fully healthy, we were definitely better than the Hawks. Why did the Cavs get swept? Isn't Mitchell in his prime? I told you I would rather get swept in the playoffs than not. What the fuck they got to do with what we talking about? The Cavs got swept because the Knicks were just simply better than them. You can say I rather get swept in it, but that's fine. That don't mean nothing to me. What because you stay making an argument that doesn't make any sense to what I be saying. What I said is if you are a younger player and you didn't make the playoffs, that is better than getting swept in your prime. See, that's what you're leaving the context out. It is. Because if you're in your prime, you shouldn't be getting swept if you really that dude. If you're getting swept multiple times, it means you're not that dude. You're not who they think you are. You're good. But to me, that separates you from being at the elite of the elites. Getting swept multiple times in your prime. Now, to a degree, older school, I'll give Spinners a little bit of a benefit of a doubt because it's a little different from them since they do have to rely on the guards a lot. Although centers are great, they got to rely on the guard. So to a degree, you can make a and when I say the centers, I'm more so talking about the traditional centers, the ones like Shaq, Will, Elijah Kareem, those type of centers. Nikola Jokic is no excuse for it because he first off he's in his prime. He's in his prime and he's not a traditional center. But yeah, if you're in your prime and you're getting your ass handed to, um, that tells me you're not who you say you are. You shouldn't be getting beat like that. If you're in your prime and you stayed on your same team, see that matters too. Because see, a lot of these people like LeBron, reason why he's always getting swept, he's constantly team hopping. You can't never build a chemistry to a team because you're team hopping, or when you are on the team that you own, you're trading away the players. So now y'all never get to synchronize to really build that chemistry needed to compete with these well-oiled machines like the Oklahoma Cities, the Warriors back in the day, the Spurs back in the day. LeBron has never had because he's always team hopping. The same can be said for Kevin Durant, and that's why Kevin Durant is getting swept now. And James Harden, same thing. But see, if you stay on the same team and you just wait for the organization to build and get you there to put you in a position to be able to win, you more than likely not going to get swept. So if you're younger and you're getting swept, it's because of lack of talent. Or if you're younger and you don't make the playoffs. And then on top of that, when you talk about the make, that's what I'm saying. That's why context matters. Because you got clowns and idiots that try to say something about Steph Curry not making the playoffs. And I keep showing people each time Steph Curry didn't make the playoffs, it was due to injury. You can't do anything about an injury. It was never because his talent was on the floor and he just didn't make it. That was never the case in his prime. I swear they're gonna have to roll that museum artifact in a wheelchair because he won't die. You ain't lying, bro. That motherfucker refused to retire. Who had the Cavs winning that series? Not even Cavs fans thought they would. Fact. That's what I was trying to say, engineer. They didn't face nobody. Nobody thought that they were gonna win. Nobody. I don't even think Donovan Mitchell thought they were gonna win. Spurs, if losing had a successful year, took the champs to 6 or 7 games. Facts. You can't really get mad at how far they made it, especially with them not even making the playoffs last year. SGA is Wayman from Low Down Dirty Shame or flopping. Mitchell got swept because of Harden. I mean, yeah, you can say Harden too, sure. Paul George is still trash. I don't know why we talking about Paul George. Yeah, I don't know why we talking about no excuses because everything I said is just stating the fact. Is he expected to play in the finals? I would say he probably will. At this point, especially since they look like they can handle the Spurs maybe without him, they probably holding off on him. Hmm. Anyways, though, good people. I'm probably about to jump off here because, like I said, for one thing, this is kind of dry. And to be honest with you, shit, my ass got to get up and straighten up some shit in the morning. I hate that shit, but I got to do it. Who's deeper, Knicks or Thunder? Oh, you know what's crazy? I'm more familiar with the Thunder. So I want to say Thunder. And I know their bench is pretty damn good. I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to the Knicks guy. And the reason being is because they haven't played nobody. The series not really exciting. So it's kind of hard for me to say, but if I had to say, I'm gonna go with the Thunder. I know they bench be putting up points. I figured that out when my sons were playing them and them bitches was hitting everything on this. Actually, a lot of people did pick the Knicks to go to the finals. Once the Knicks were favored to go to the finals, the moment Tyrese Halliburton got injured and Jason Tatum was gone, they were picked to win the finals. Now, once Jason Tatum returned, some people changed their minds. And I guess after they seen the Pistons have the season that they had, people may have considered the Pistons. But the Knicks were still very much in the mix for going to the finals. Absolutely. You know, another thing, something else that Draymond said that was interesting. I'll say this. And although I agree with Draymond on this, it also could be an angle that's being played here. So let me you know what? I might be able to find what I'm saying. Let me see. So let me see if this is. Yeah, so let me play this real quick because I actually agree with him on a lot of this.
Jalen Brunson living on an island with James Harden guarding. That's just not something you can let happen. This isn't just a coaching issue. When you're trying to compete at a championship level, you must have guys that want to take on that challenge. I'm not switching at this point in the game. Let them set the first screen, don't switch. Let them set the second screen, don't switch. Now, as opposed to Jalen Brunson getting to switch with 19 seconds on the shot clock, 17 seconds on the shot clock, now he gets to switch with 6 or 7 seconds on the shot clock. Now you got to go. Now our defense can react and we just end up in a rotation. But he's not just dicing us up. You got guys in there that don't really want that challenge. They don't want to fight through the screen and say, this is my matchup. I want to stop this guy. I don't understand it. Guys simply don't know how to win, don't want to do what it takes. I was baffled by this. I'm still baffled by it every night when I watch these guys accept switches and not really want to guard the guy. So everybody going to come out and say, oh, man, James Harden got annihilated. They're picking on him. They should pick on him. Why not? Absolutely pick on him. So all of a sudden, them threes that will fall late, they fall short. No matter how you want to slice it, it is not James Harden's job to guard Jalen Brunson one-on-one. It's not what he's paid to do. Some of those other guys who's just switching off, it is your job.
Okay, so this is actually not the one I was looking for because he kind of went into it a little bit more. And he was basically saying that because it's one part where he's going to say that would never happen to Steph Curry because we're not going to let it happen. Like, there's no reason for Steph Curry to be guarding Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson's kicking like that. We're going to get over the screen, and he's going to tell Steph, hey, if you do get hit in the island, force him over to the strong side to where I'm at. So when that do happen, I'm going to come over and I'm going to help you, which is the right thing to do. Like, I don't understand why they were constantly allowing, and then you could see some of it. Some of the screens, like, matter of fact, let me try to pull up some of this. Some of the screens that was being set, it's like the Cavalier players weren't even trying to fight over. They were just letting it happen. Like, I don't know, were you trying to make a point or are you trying to win the game? And I heard that LeBron doesn't want the coach. If he is making a return to Cleveland, he doesn't want the coach that's currently there. So, you know, Draymond Green is a Clutch Sports agent, so he could be stirring up traffic saying that the coach don't know what he's doing for allowing this to happen. But two things could be right at the same time. Even if he does have an angle with that situation, it still doesn't make him wrong. He's absolutely right. There's no way Jalen Brunson should have been getting that many isolation situations with James Harden. We all know James Harden is a bad defender. Then on top of it, he's up against an elite scorer like Jalen Brunson. So really quick. Like, this shit just didn't make no goddamn sense. They just sitting there letting this shit happen.
On a timeout if he scores. Brunson, three-pointer, puts it in! Captain Clutch has come alive. It's a 5-point game. Timeout, Cavaliers.
Are you up that many points? So I just let this
timeout if he scores. Brunson, three-pointer.
Okay.
Puts it in.
I want to see more of a compilation of when all of it happened. See that? Look how easily they letting them just get past the screen, bro. I need a little bit longer than that, though. Like, it's like.
Maybe y'all don't agree with me, but I feel like this is the exact reason why James Harden has never won a championship. I mean, his defense was getting exposed this game. Look at this. That is not winning basketball.
Did not have a matchup in transition. Get him. From Utah, and then the Cavs swooped in and made the deal.
The Cavs were up by 22 points in the fourth quarter, and then they started hunting James Harden on defense. And in particular, it was just Brunson isoing Harden, and he was getting smoked.
Downs reverse. Well balanced, well coached, but still trailing. Brunson.
One thing I did not understand, I mean, the Cavs were not even fighting that switch. I mean, it was pretty obvious that Harden could not guard Brunson.
Fakes, drive, gets inside, pull-up jumper, got it!
And it wasn't just his defense. He was just as ass on offense as well. He scored 15 points on just 30% from the field. So yeah, let's just look at Brunson going at Harden one more time.
And Brunson drives, pulls up, shot is up, back shot! Want a timeout if he scores.
But at the same time, though, yeah, so to a degree, you can say that it's coaching. Because, like, you could have set up some kind of zone. They should have went into a zone once that happened. Like, why are you still doing all this isolation? And you see that he's kind of, that's why you almost can make a very strong claim here that this shit was fixed. Because that doesn't make any sense. And then on top of that, this is game one, right? The one game that the Cavaliers actually looked like they were in control and should have won. They were up big They had 4 timeouts left. They ended the game without taking a single fucking timeout. Who does that? What coach does that? That's how you know it's fixed. And then on top of that, like I said, nigga, you could have made me the coach and I would have made some better adjustments than that. Like, goddamn, you could have took James Harden out the game. Or, like I say, if you still want James in the game for his offensive prowess, which he's not too great in the playoffs, anyways. But, anyways, though, you could have done that and just went into a zone, bro. That zone could have slowed Bronson down a little bit, perhaps, to the point that as big as their lead was, all you got to do is weather the storm, withstand that heat that they got going on, score a few buckets, and you win that game. But you just allowed this nigga Bronson to keep walking James Harden down. Or you could have said, if you were gonna stay man to man, you could have said, "Hey, James, force him to the strong side so that who's their best defender in Cleveland? I don't really know." Or Mobley, because Mobley's he won Defensive Player of the Year. Like, hey, force him to Mobley's side so that Mobley can step over and help you. Like, he was just on the island each fucking time. It was insane. No one, let's see, anything could happen in the finals if OKC goes. SGA could get hurt flopping. Okay. I got Knicks gentleman's sweep if Knicks win the NBA finals. I am not watching the NBA anymore. Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's starting to get to the point that it's unwatchable for me, and I'm almost to the point that I want to hang it up and stop watching. But that's how bad it's getting. I miss the Supersonics and hate their replacements. So I guess Mitchell didn't jump ship with the jump. Bro, I don't care about that. I don't understand why you constantly saying that shit. You acting like I'm on here defending Donovan Mitchell. I'm not. Damn. Who is better, Kevin Garnett or Rashad Wallace? You mean Rasheed Wallace? I'm gonna take Kevin Durant. So yeah, though. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Like that, you can't tell me that's not staged, bro. There's no way any professional coach is allowing their star player to get cooked like that. And you don't make any adjustment at all. No timeouts, no deep, no like it's simple. You could have simply went to a zone to stop that. You could have went to a 1-2-3 zone to try to. You could have put Bronson in a box and one maybe to stop him from cooking like that. The way that nigga was manhandling them like that, but you could have did anything, or at least went into a because Bronson 3-point shot really hasn't been too great in the playoffs. So possibly they could have went into a 2-3. 1-3-1. Anything, bro. But obviously that fucking man-to-man shit wasn't working. Who picked the Knicks from the beginning of the season to go to the finals? I said the Knicks would go to the finals while Tatum was healthy with the Celtics. No one cares. But anyways, what I'm saying is that shit was fixed. You can't tell me it's not. Like that you would think the coach bet it against his own team. Maybe. Maybe the coach should be investigated for gambling. Because, nigga, that is crazy. Him not making the playoffs don't mean he still don't know what he's talking about. He still knows what he's talking about. Ain't got shit to do with him not making the playoffs. Who gives a fuck? He's still a defensive savant when it comes to locking players down. And everything he said was on the money. It's what they should have done. Anyways, though, I'm about to go check out, good people. Appreciate everybody stopped through. Want to come through, talk my shit for a little minute. If it would have got a little bit more entertainment, a little jumping, like a little couple of people would have came up, I probably would have stayed a little longer. But everybody stopped through 100. Appreciate it. We were better analytically, man. If you don't get your raggedy, goofy looking heads on with that, these coaches all sports betting. You ain't never lied, bro. I think hey, you remember that I don't know if you've seen this shit. When Ty Lue told Kawhi Leonard to come out the game, like you could damn near see the nigga on camera telling Kawhi not to go back in. The game this past season when they was playing the Lakers, and this nigga Kawhi all of a sudden had an ankle injury and didn't go back in. Right when I needed him to score one more motherfucking point. And the Lakers and the game is within striking distance. Like, I think it was like maybe a 2-3 point game or some shit. I said, oh shit, Ty Lue done took the under. I like this nigga that took the under on Kawhi. And he making sure it happen. He probably did. I'm pretty sure he said that to make content for his podcast, nigga. He's supposed to do that. It still don't mean it's not the truth. Just because you're doing content don't mean you're not telling the truth. You can still tell the truth and make content. But anyways, though, we're gonna have a good old night for the people. We'll be back for game 6 for the aftermath of that. Damn, these niggas keep on saying the comment why we don't better get off here. Cavaliers was just too messed up. Everybody's gambling year during the regular season. The Cavaliers were terrible. They should have never got rid of 100%. They should have gotten rid of Garland. I said that. I'm like, why would anybody trade for James Harden? Makes zero sense. It never did, never will. Right, for an old veteran that never shows up in the playoffs, too. Like, if you want to have a good regular season and just sell tickets, cool. If that's what you're after, cool. Go get James Harden. But if you're actually trying to win something, you need to stay as far away from James Harden as possible. And he is arguably the biggest choke artist in NBA history. All right, yes, sir. All time. Dragon Low. So I'll probably be live tomorrow for Power. Hopefully, I want to say I will be live tomorrow night. So yeah, catch me tomorrow night. You know what? I'm gonna do a live tomorrow night, probably doing it's gonna be earlier though. Yeah, that's what I should probably do. I should do one maybe starting. I might end up doing one like maybe 4 o'clock my time. Cause tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, 4 o'clock my time. So I might do one for like 3 hours, maybe. Maybe like I might go like 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, 2 to 3 hours tomorrow around 4 o'clock my time. So if you're East Coaster, 7 o'clock. So yeah, I'm gonna catch y'all then. Stay tuned.